What's going on, y'all? So we just got fucked up on GJ. I ain't even gonna lie. I had a feeling it was gonna retrace, but it did the retest, so I went for the buy. But we just got hit with the L on GJ. Let me know how we sounding before we get into this. Let me see how we sounding first. Let's see how we sounding. Let me know how we sound. All right, sounding cool. So we just took a buy. We had a retest, and then price just rejected. So is what it is. We're still up though. So what we're going to be looking for, we're still going to be looking for GJ buys. So we're either going to look for a price to push back above that level or retrace. Now, to be fair, that thing has been pushing all week. It did a push Monday, Tuesday, yesterday, and last night, giving us a higher high. So a retracement is due. So we're going to look for buys still. So the game plan is we're either going to look for buys if we can break back above and hold 205.80 as support, or if we could retrace and retest 205.30 and hold that support, we can look for buys. We can even look for buys at the same level we went for buys on yesterday. But yeah, we just got wicked out of that. So we got some other sets we're going to be looking at, though. We're going to be looking at GU sales and gold sales right here. Gold just broke this level. So what we're going to be looking for going into this next 15 to see if price can retest and maintain 40.56 as resistance. And if so, we look for sales going down to 40.36, and then we hold that as resistance. We could look for continued sales as well. Now, remember yesterday it was talking about it was in reversal territory. So we could see yesterday and last night how we have the bearish momentum trying to make his way back, right? So if we can break past these lows here, we can see a new lower low get made today. So that's what we're going to be looking for on gold today, as long as we can hold these next two levels. We do have news today, though. So we're going to be not going too crazy London session. We're still going to look for one more setup London session. But of course, if we don't find a setup, we'll just wait for news. After the news, because we do have news today as well. Went live with the numbers during FOMC yesterday. Won't be going live today during the news. I got some stuff to do, but we do have 8:30 news today, and then possible unemployment claims. So that's going to help us out as well as the news tomorrow. So again, we just took L on GJ. So we're either going to wait for a price to retest that level or see how price reacts to this level down here. Buys is still the move to go for, though, right? Because, we did nothing different from yesterday or Monday or Tuesday, right? Monday, price pushed it upside. Tuesday, price pushed it upside. Yesterday, we caught a buy setup. And then last night, it turned this resistance level that it rejected yesterday into support and pushed up. So we went for a buy at this level. We held it at support, did a little push, ended up rejecting. Is what it is, right? We understood what happened. We didn't over leverage. We didn't kill our profits from yesterday. So we just move on. It's literally that simple. So we're going to still look for buys on this, though, but we're looking at a couple other charts. If y'all was in the live stream yesterday, remember we was talking about we could look for GU sales if we broke below and held, not this one, if we broke below and held 30.25 as resistance. As you see, price did break that level. The levels are off because I updated my levels. As you see, price tanked all day yesterday. So we're going to be looking for sales on GU today as well. Now, we did not take out the lower low from 2 weeks ago, but we are approaching it. But we also did a big-ass drop yesterday, right? So with that being said, we could possibly see the same thing happen that would just happen to us on GJ. We could see price retrace a little bit. So we're watching to see if it's going to retrace some. But if it does break below this next low, I'll try to hold it as resistance. I will go for sales. So what I'm looking for is as long as we can maintain below 3,100, I'm looking for sales on GU. What happened to my music? Let me see if I can get the music playing again. There we go. All right, so we got a new 15 about to pop up in a little bit. So we're going to be looking for going to this 15. We're going to take one more trade before New York session. If our confirmations are met, of course. We're not going to just take a trade just to take a trade. And then yesterday's live stream, NAS sales was valid, but as you can see, it ended up reversing towards the end of New York session and really last night. This is when market reopened, and now we're kind of in reversal territory on NAS100. So again, a lot of these charts broke out of the reversal territory, but a few are still in them, right? A few are still in them. So NAS, and members, we talked about this in the news live yesterday. So if y'all was not in the news live, make sure to watch the recording, upload the recording, in the channel yesterday, so make sure to watch that recording. But with NAS, right? So if y'all watch the Sunday chart analysis, first link in the description, join the free student for your Telegram. You watch the Sunday chart analysis, right? Remember, we was talking about NAS sales. You can see it right here. All right, remember, we was talking about NAS sales. So when we take from Monday and Tuesday, we caught that lower low. Yesterday, we got caught in the lower high, like we talked about. So now what we're looking for today is to see if price is going to bring the uptrend into play, right? Just like we talked about in the TikTok live and the playbook. Or if we can maintain as low as resistance, we can see the downtrend come back into play. So just like we talked about at the beginning of the week, is going to depend on today and tomorrow. The news may help us as well, but right now we're going to be waiting to see what side the coin NAS100 lands on, which is why we'll go to my marked up chart. What do we see? We see the price. We're waiting for a buy here. If we can break about 25,200, or we're looking for sales, we can break back down below 24,900. All that is resistance, right? So it's just like GU and gold yesterday. We're just waiting to see what side the coin price lands on. Right, when we look at gold, same thing happened with gold. Right, you can see here how I broke that low projected, broke the low, did a move, reverse, and now that we broke through this level, held as resistance. Now we're going to be looking for sales here, right? So gold can maintain 40.56 as resistance. We're going to look for sales going down to 40.36, or we can break below and hold 40.36 as resistance. We can look for sales going to 40.16. All right, so we're going to look for this retest right here on gold. And then with GU, if we can break below and hold 30.55 as resistance, we could look for sales going to 30.40. So we still got a few setups we're looking at. Let's take a look at GJ. Yeah, so we're going to be looking to see how it reacts to this level here, or we can push back up here. Right, we could obviously see a higher low take place today because, again, GJ's pushed up and do the higher high since Monday, right? We had a higher low on Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and yesterday. We had that new higher high. We also had price continue a higher high last night. So we just got kind of a retracement right now. So we're going to be seeing what price does going into the next hour or so. You already know the drill. Make sure to like the live, y'all. If you have not liked the live already, and make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. We just hit 4,200 subscribers. We're right around the corner for 4,300 subscribers. Just dropped a new video for y'all yesterday as well. If y'all got any questions, drop in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop in the chat. But you already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting. So like I said, I'm going to look for one more setup before New York session. If I find another setup, I will take it before New York. But if not, I'm simply going to wait for the 8:30 news to play out and wait for 9:30 New York Open, and then go from there. And if you do not know how to trade news days, make sure to watch the How to Trade News playlist. And if you're a member, student in Playmaker University or Advanced Play Signal, just watch the news recording yesterday and watch the past news recordings so you understand how the shit works as well. All right, new 15 just popped up. Well, one new 5 may about to pop up. So here goes pushing. So it doesn't want to retest. That's fine. We'll just look to see how price reacts to this level here. It's completely fine. Let's see the gold. Gold's still kind of chilling right here as well. Yeah, we made a bag on GJ yesterday. Price did a nice push. And this goes to what I say as well, right? I was just talking to someone last night. She just joined. I was telling her, like, look, I get it. Not everybody can trade New York session. That's when everybody usually works. Well, that's why I trade London and New York session. But I always tell y'all Tokyo session has opportunities as well. This was literally a setup that happened during 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock last night, right? Broke this resistance low, turned it into support. As you see at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, that's when it took off. So you could have caught this nice move last night. That's probably why it's retracing as well, because again, it did a big move last night. and a higher low is due, right? So we could see, like I said, if we fail to hold 205.30 as support, we could try to see price retrace and turn this resistance low into support to give us a new higher high. Just like the playbook talks about. Yeah, but we're gonna leave NAS alone. We're gonna leave NAS alone for today, or for right now, I should say. See how gold reacts to this level. So again, when gold hits this level, we're either gonna look for price to reject and try to maintain this level as a resistance from support, or we're going to be looking to see if we can break below, hold this level as resistance. We can look for continued sells. Yeah, I gotta make another risk reward video. But this is what we was talking about yesterday's live. I feel like this music's loud. Let me turn it down a little bit. There we go. Let's get it better. All right, but this is why I always talk about pull out the handy dandy calculator, right? So if we go back to the beginning of this week, right? Make sure that first link description on the free signal for Telegram. By the way, y'all, yes, it is Thursday. I get it. But make sure to watch the Sunday chart analysis. Like I always talk about, the Sunday chart analysis goes over not just what we see price doing Sunday night going into Monday, but what we see price doing throughout the entire week. We even see NAS100 still playing out, right? So we go to 55 seconds into the video. You're going to see how I was talking about how we're bearish on NAS100 unless we break above this high right here, right? And again, just watch the video. You'll see me talk about that. When we look at NAS100 right now, what happened when we was below that level? Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, price did that lower low. Then we had the retracement take place yesterday, and now we have a reversal taking place last night. And again, just like I talked about in the video, sales played out below. And if we break above this level here, like you see him talking about in this video, buys is going to come into play. I said this literally at the beginning of the week, and price is going as projected as we speak. So that's why I always say, when I do the recap of the week, some of y'all still think I just be copying and pasting. I promise you, everything I say and do is for a reason, right? Like I always say at the beginning of every week, we do this recap of the week. A lot of setups when that's projected from Sunday chart analysis and London session lives. If you're not watching and tuning in, you're missing out. Just like when I do the recap of the day, we broke these trades down as well as other sets that when it's projected in today's live. Watch the full stream here. I'm not just saying that I want y'all to watch my live streams. I mean, I want y'all to watch the live stream, but that's not what I'm saying. If you watch the live stream, so we can understand why we're doing what we're doing and how the shit works. But that's why I also purposely reply to the Sunday chart analysis. So I'm trying to get y'all to watch that shit so y'all understand what the fuck's happening over here. You know what I'm saying? But what was it, right? So let's break it down. So Monday, right? Monday we took 2 buy setups. All right, we're gonna break it all down. And this is why risk management is so important. Okay. Now, obviously the levels are off because, as y'all know, I update my levels multiple times a week. So obviously it's not going to look like how they looked Monday, especially when we had big news happen. Right. So Monday we took this GU setup live, as well as this gold setup. So let's put a calculator. Excuse me. Let's put a calculator out. So we're going to do multiple scenarios. We're going to do the scenarios if you get wicked out, or if you hold to SL or the final TP gets. Okay. So again, we're risking the same on every single trade. So we're just going to keep it simple. 10K account, $100 per trade, right? So let's say you took the GU buy and you didn't hold till SL, the next one got hit, right? Let's say you got wicked out on this SL. So you took a loss, right? Even though it hit some TPs, let's say you didn't hold to the next zone or the final TP, you took a L. Count not blown. Then we took a gold sell. Final TP got hit. 1 to 2 RR, right? So again, 100 times 2, 200. So we're in profit, right? And that's not including if you got wicked out or if you re-enter, because obviously if you re-enter, you could have caught a nice 3. We'll do that scenario later. Right now, we're just keeping it simple. If you hold the SL or final TP, gets it. All right. Then Tuesday, we took 2 trades, right? We took a L. TP1 didn't get hit at all, and then NAS on the future side, the SL did not get hit. But on the forex side, the SL got hit and we had to re-enter. Right. Let's break that down as well. All right. So, whoops. And then also on the NAS100 side, it was a 1 to 3 RR, but on the future side, it was 1 to 4. So it was a little bit different that day. But I'm not on the future side. I'll do the future side as well. But I'm on the forex and NDC side, so I'm just on the forex and NDC side. All right. So we got worked out here. So we took an L. Again, did we blow in our count? No. Right. Then we go to the next trade we took. GU. So let's say you didn't even re-enter NAS100. Okay, so we're going to do multiple scenarios. We're going to do the scenarios where it's simple. You hold the FFP, call it a day. And then we're going to run it back and go over what happens when you secure profit or re-enter some of these setups, right? So let's say you didn't re-enter on none of these, right? Boom. So then we go to yesterday. Again, this did not hit the final TP, but we caught a 1-to-1 on that. And then we hit the final TP on DJ. So yeah, we're keeping it simple. Like I said, trading is not that complicated. We're doing the worst case scenario, then we're doing the best case scenario, right? That DJ set up yesterday. Where's my shit at? Here we go. That DJ set up yesterday. And if y'all got any questions, drop in the chat. When you charge, drop in the chat. Was a 1 to 5 RR. Right? So even if the worst case scenario happened and you just had your trades on autopilot, you're still up for the week, right? So again, this is why risk management is so important. Now, this is not combining how we did last week and this entire month. This is just this week in general. Now we're about to run it back to what it looks like when you secure profits or re-enter like I did, okay? And we're bringing it back to Monday. But before we do that, let me make sure we're not missing anything. Let's see what we got going on. Gold's still doing what Gold's doing. Nas still doing what Nas is doing. Now I talk about this stuff as well. Let me drop a video where I talk about this stuff as well. So let me drop that video in the chat. Let me try to find it really quick. And if y'all can't hear me or if the music's too loud, let me know. If it sounded good, let me know. And again, like always, you got any questions, drop in the chat. When we can charge, drop in the chat. I talk about it in this video right here. Let me drop this in the chat right here. Right, like I dropped a video yesterday, not on YouTube, well, maybe on the short side, but on TikTok and Instagram. Make sure to follow me on TikTok and Instagram. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. Instagram playmaker_way, TikTok _playmaker_way_. Post daily on both pages. But if you go to the video, it's on TikTok for sure. Let me see if I posted on Instagram. I know it's on TikTok for sure, so I'm gonna put that in the chat as well. Here it is. Link. Let me drop this in the chat as well. All right. Shout out to those that's gonna lie, because this is the important shit. All right, this is the shit that's gonna make or break your account. All right, because if y'all was in the live from yesterday, y'all know that post I dropped in the chat yesterday. I'm gonna drop it again. Win rate does not matter. Risk management is key. Now, if you have a higher win rate and good risk management, you got the best of both worlds. But let me show you why you need both. All right, so that second video I just dropped shows you why you need both. Okay, the first one shows you why win rate doesn't matter. Well, both will show you why win rate doesn't matter, but risk management is key. Okay, so let's pull it back up. We're going to bring this over so we can still pay attention to it. So we just, for those that just joined the live, just rewind like 5-10 minutes so you understand what we're talking about. So now we're about to run it back. Now we're going to show you what it looks like when you secure profits or re-enter setups. And then we're going to show you what we look like, again, both scenarios from the beginning of the month, if we just hold S or the TP gets hit, or if we would secure our profits, right? So again, Monday, TP2 got hit, we caught a 101, right? And then we re-entered, caught a 1 to 3. So let's pull the calculator out. All right. This is what I always talk about with trader stop loss. Now, obviously, the GJ setup we took today was just the L because the TPs got hit, right? We literally retested that level, chilled there for like 2 minutes, and then we got rejected. So, you know what I'm saying? So, we got 100, right? And then you see right here, re-enter, caught a 1 to 3. So again, 100 times 3, that's 300. All right. And then the gold, final TP got hit, got a 1 to 2. All right, boom. So then we go to Tuesday. We got our SL hit point blank period on GU. All right. So boom, we took an L on GU. Again, NAS got wicked out on TP1. They re-entered, but on the future side, stop loss did not get hit. Forex and NDC side, stop loss got hit. Future side, it did not get hit. Also on the future side, it was a 1 to 4 RR. Forex and NDC side, 1 to 3. Right. So we got wicked out, took the loss, then we re-entered 1 to 3. Again, 100 times 3, 300. Right. So we're still up for the week, even with that loss. Actually, let me add another loss because I forgot to add the loss for NAS100. All right, boom. All right. Then we go to yesterday. Yesterday we got a 101, and then we got a 1 to 5. All right. So either scenario, if you hold the SL, the final TP gets hit. If you hold the SL, the final TP gets hit and don't re-enter, you're still up. But as you see, if you secure profits, you'd be up a lot more. But either scenario, you're still up for the week, right? Now, let's bring it to, hold on a second. Okay, so we're at price retracing. So again, we're going to be looking to see if price can retest and maintain 40.56 as resistance. If so, we're going to be looking for sales going down to 40.36. Or we're going to be looking to see if price can break below and hold 40.36 as resistance. And then look for sales going to 40.18. We do have news today. Whoops. We do have 8:30 USD news today, so do keep that in mind. NAS is taking a nap, so we're probably not going to mess with NAS today unless it drops back down below here, to be honest. We're mainly going to be paying attention to gold, GU, and GJ. Now, again, we took a nice buy on GJ yesterday. We did a nice move last night. We re-entered at this next level. As you can see, it did hold that support, and then it just flipped the script on us. And again, look where it's at, right? It did not explode and take the shit to the downside. It's literally chilling right underneath our stop loss for the past 30 minutes, right? So again, even when our stop loss gets hit, it's not because we're counter trend trading. It's literally chilling right underneath our stop loss. So once the volume picks back up, it's either going to continue to push back down here or retest that level, right? So let me see. All right, cool. So I'm gonna see how price reacts to this level right here. Let's switch this over. Let's see if price would hold this level from support to resistance. Let's see how price reacts right here. If you have any questions, drop in the chat. When we can charge, drop in the chat. But let's see how price reacts right here. Like I always say, y'all, you don't have to chase price. More times than not, price will retrace. Right? It's very rare price does a big ass move without retracing a couple times before taking off. Right? We can see that with GJ. Right, GJ retested multiple times yesterday before it took off. We look right here, it retested multiple times before it took off. Right. Even we look at G, right, it retested multiple times before it took off. Retested multiple times before it took off. You see what I mean? It's very rare that the markets are going to just touch a level and just tank. It happens sometimes, but more times than not, it's going to retest the level a couple times. So let's see how it reacts right here. I was like, what happened to my music? Let's see if we can hold this low as resistance. You're gonna look how price is reacting to the level. This is why you mark off and enter next off these levels. So we're gonna look to see if we can hold this level from a support to a resistance. So far, so good. So far, so good. I like that right there. All right, let me turn my music back on. I just had a what you call it? Hold on, let's fix it. There we go. I think it's fixed now. All right, cool. I like this setup. Again, look how price is rejecting right here. All right, so we need to break past this level of traffic in this area for a new lower low in the downtrend to come into play, right? Like we talked about yesterday. And members, like we talked about in the live yesterday, the members only live yesterday during FOMC. Again, make sure to watch that recording if y'all did not already, because that breaks down and explains exactly what's happening with the charts right now. All right. So let's see how price reaction is low. Nice rejection right there. All right. So imagine if you would have FOMO and price did this dump here and you try to go for a sell here instead of waiting for re-entry. Could have had a nice 1-to-4 RR potentially versus a 1-to-1, or you would have had your stop loss further down, or you'd be in a drawdown for no reason. Again, you should never be in a rush to take a setup. Always wait for price to come to you. If you miss the setup, even if it's going exactly as you saw, don't FOMO in and try to chase the trade. Just look at it as, okay, at least I know my analysis was correct. You see what I'm saying? And then when you find that setup again, or if it retraces, you should have more confidence to take that setup because you just saw that it played out last time. You get what I mean? Let's see what we got going on. All right, cool. So again, I'm looking at potential one more setup. I'm liking how gold's looking. We do have news at 8:30. So we do not see any action between now and 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. I'd recommend just waiting for the 8:30 news to play out and then just waiting for 9:30 open just to go for a setup, right? Because again, you never want to trade on the news candlestick. You always want to trade before news or after news, right? Just like yesterday, we had FOMC yesterday. What did we do? We traded before news, caught it back before news. During the York session, we made some more bread, right? And then when FOMC popped off, we didn't really have to worry about too much shit. You see what I mean? Same thing here. So we see price retracing. So we're gonna see how price reacts to this. Like I said, if it does not hold this level at support, we're gonna see a higher low get made today. If we do not hold this next level at support, we're gonna see a higher low get made today. Exactly why we're gonna see a higher low get made today is the same reason why we talked about buys in the Sunday chart analysis. Again, hit that first link in the description, join the free signal for Telegram. When we go to, let's see what time I dropped. You can see I'm saying we're going to look for buys. We can break above that level. If we maintain this level as resistance, we're looking for sales. And then we look at gold. This is actually a perfect spot to pause. Look at the market structure, right? So when we go to gold, that's not gold. What do we see? Let's go to the naked chart really quick. All right. This is what price is looking like, right? So I'm saying as long as we hold that level as resistance, we're still looking for sales. When we look at price right here, Monday, price maintains its low as resistance, which is why we've been looking for sales. You see what I mean? So today we're going to be looking to see if we can get that lower low made, but we're going to need some volume, which the news could potentially help us out with today and tomorrow to break past this point. If we don't have the volume to break past this point, we're going to see a reversal like we saw with GJ last week and NAS100 currently, and we're going to see price push back up to the upside. You see what I mean? So I'm trying to find GJ really quick. So let me find GJ really quick. GU. If y'all didn't already. But where the fuck? Hold on, let me go to GJ really quick. All right, so GJ, same thing, right? You can see we're talking about buys. We had the higher low to begin the week, which is why you see right here. I'm talking about we can look for buys. If we can take this high out, we can look for buys going to this high right here. Okay, let's pause it. When we go to GJ, what did price do? So again, we had that higher low on Friday. All right, this is the higher low on Friday. This is what price was looking like on Sunday. This is what price ended the day Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, yesterday. So we caught that entire higher high. And then we also had a push happen last night. And just like we showed right here, we're talking about what? Taking this high to the left out. What did we do? We took that high to the left out, right? So now we're going to be looking to see if we can hold that level from resistance to support or continue to blow past that level. So that's what we see. Whoops, that's what we see going on right now when we're going to my marked up charts, right? So we just had a big push. So we might have today or tomorrow become a retracement day. All right. So we're going to see how GJ reacts to this lower right here. G is still kind of chilling. So yeah, we're probably not going to. Whoops, let's put this back in gold. We might see those levels, those charts chill until pre-New York or New York. Gold did a nice rejection though. NAS is still chilling. Oops. So don't be too surprised if GJ ends up being a red day today. I'm still looking for buys though. Let me bring my alert down. All right, because even if price retraces here, if we can hold this level of support, we're looking for buys. So we're looking for buys either way. And gold still chilling here. Got a new 5 and 15 about to pop up in a second. If y'all got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we're looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. Let's see what this next 15 does. So we got as low as resistance. We see price attempting to try to push down right here. Yeah, we're gonna need some volume to do this. Yeah, still chilling. He's still chilling as well. Again, know what your game plan is and just let price come to you. That's all you gotta do. Just let price come to you.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's
and these ads be sneaking out of nowhere. So as we can see, looking at gold, we're still looking at price. Again, don't just be getting lost to the sauce. Pay attention to what price is doing, how it's reacting to the levels, how it's not reacting to the levels. Oh, let me unmute this. That's why it's not working. All right, so price is just kind of chilling right here. So we're going to see what this next hour looks like. Looking at NAS is still chilling. Again, NAS is probably going to be doing this until New York or until the news pops off, to be honest. And then GJ is still slowly approaching back to where price took off during Tokyo session. All right, and then GU still kind of chilling right here as well. We're going to be on for a little bit longer, y'all. If y'all got any questions, drop in the chat. We're looking at any charts, drop in the chat. Just dropped a new video for y'all yesterday. Make sure to check that out after the live is over. Also, make sure to follow on Instagram and TikTok. You'll see that scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. Instagram, Playmaker_Way. TikTok, _Playmaker_Way_. Yeah, that thing rejected hard. So yeah, so at this point, I'm not gonna really look for anything up until after the news plays out. None of my confirmations are met right now. So we do have news at 8:30. So we're gonna let the 8:30 news play out, and then I'm gonna look for a setup at 9:30 once the stock market opens up. So the game plan is still the same, y'all. I don't really want to look for buys on NAS, but if price does break above the whole 25,200 as support, you can look for buys under 25,20. But if we break back down below 24,900 OS resistance, we're looking for sales going down to 24,800, possibly down to 24,680. Gold, if we can maintain 40.76 is resistance. We'll look for sales. If we break above that level, we're going to be stuck back into the reversal territory, where we'd be waiting for price to break back down below, or if we break above 41.26 and hold that support, we can look for buys. GU, we're only looking for sales. All right, we're only going to be looking for sales as long as we can maintain 3,100 as resistance. We're looking for sales. So we're either going to look for, as of right now, to see if price can retest and maintain 30.80 as resistance, or if we can break below and hold 30.60 as resistance, we can look for sales going back down to the low. And then with GJ, we see price retesting here, so we're going to see if we can maintain 205.30 as support. But again, if we don't hold this low as support, we just got the high Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday this week, so we could see price try to retrace and retest 204.70 and hold that as support. All right, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody's been alive since the beginning. Shout out to everybody's been alive since y'all joined. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Go to free signal, free Telegram, y'all. But yeah, so for those that just joined, we took an L today on GJ. We entered this buy after price broke and retested, pushed up a little bit, then we got caught in the rejection where we already broke all that stuff down. So we're going to be looking for some setups going into New York session after the news, and we're going to let these charts just retrace and do their thing right now. We're still up for the week though, and we're super up for the month. There you go. We're going to let these charts do the thing. I'm actually going to put my alert back down here, and then we're going to let the markets do the thing. Let's see how this candlestick closes. Yeah, it looks like it's about to try to do that move right here. But yeah, we're going to let the markets do their thing until New York session, though. Peace, we out.